What's up, guys? It's your boy, the Bad Wolf. All right, so this particular video is going to be about the um, Supreme Court do not detain list. Okay, so I've been hearing, and this is educational purposes, as are all my videos, that there is either a list or a registry that the Supreme Court has, or like let's say maybe the Attorney General. I've heard the Supreme Court, but I'm assuming that they either have access to it or they might have their own versions of the list. Okay, now multiple times I keep hearing this from different sources, different people, different things, and apparently this is the list that you want to get on, even if you have a 3, 4, or 5 star asterisk passport card, because you have to remember all these different branches don't all exactly just speak together. They don't say, "Oh, hurrah! So and so is a 4 star or 5 star. Let's celebrate and put them on the list." You have to request it. I'm not even sure. I can't even prove that the list is real. Okay, but as of right now, I have messaged all the appropriate people and places, even with my updates on being a U.S. national, and requested that my information be updated across the board and that I be placed on that list. Okay. So, the, like I said, the list may or may not be real. Okay. The database is real, obviously, that they have our information in there. Most of the time, people don't ask to be placed on it. We're just presenting information. So, when you create your affidavits, that's probably what you want to do. The one I have down below is titled Affidavit of U.S. National Master. Okay. For the most part, by now, you can actually just Google Affidavit of Sovereignty and find a free version on there. So I really won't be selling that unless you just want to get it. But the one I have, that I talked about in another video, that one is asking to be placed on that list. It the list itself will have, I have the right to have a vaccine or not have it. Basically, you're saying that I know my rights and I'm under the original Constitution, and you can't force me to do that. I have the choice. Choice for wearing your mask. You're defining in there. You're providing your VIN to your private vehicle for travel. That file also contains the laws through the Supreme Court on the right to travel, the freedom of being a U.S. national, that you've been declared that by the Department of State or by birthright. So all these things are now contained in the one. You can still buy or get like like let's say if you haven't declared yourself, you haven't got the card done, but you want to declare to the state or Department of Welfare or whatever that you don't want to take the vaccines. The affidavit for that is still available. You can still do that directly. This is for people who want the whole kit and caboodle versus just that one claim. Which is still good. I mean, people are still buying that and using it, and it's been effective, so that's great. Because you're grandfathered in, and if they don't rebut your claims point for point, then by acquiescence, it's fact. Okay. So the new master version of the Affidavit of U.S. Nationality has all of those claims. They're not in full. Okay, they're blurbs, piece there, piece here, all of that stuff in there, but it's legit. Okay, it's all that information on the fact that you're traveling, that you're a U.S. national, your rights to either a vaccine or mask, all that stuff. Declarations on basically protecting yourself, like a UCC mini UCC one is in there that you're making claim and you're putting out there in the public. It's all in here. Okay, so there's like 7 or 8 key points that are all in here. Once again, you go and get that notarized and you send it out. But who do you send it out to? Okay, well, obviously this is titled the Supreme Court list. So, from what I understand, you want to send this out to the Supreme Court. Okay, find a judge on there, which is a true judge, a true and lawful judge of the United States of America, the Republic. You want to send that person your affidavit, whether you make your own or you buy mine or you get one from somewhere else, somebody else, whatever. Those will be some of the highlights that you want to put in there. Be very thorough. And ask that, hey, I would like to be placed on a list if there is such. You don't want to say if there is such, but you just say, hey, if there's any lists or databases that are for a U.S. national, state citizen, or indigenous American or whatever, that you're placed on that list so that your information is updated and the old fraudulent U.S. Database or citizenship status that's in there is updated correctly so that it's not used against you in a negative way. Okay, all that's in the one I provide. Obviously, in 30 days, either I will hear nothing back from them, or I will hear them say whatever they want to say. Okay, so this is part one, I guess, of this situation. But for the most part, there's really nothing they can say unless they try to refute it. But all of that stuff is backed up by the Constitution. It's backed up by the Supreme Court rulings. All these things are factual. I talk about my house being, private, that it's posted properly with implied license revoked, and that it's a micronation. So all these things that we talk about in little blurbs here and there are all in this really awesome Affidavit of U.S. Nationality Master. So, but who do you send it out to? Okay, let's jump there. Well, obviously the Supreme Court, like I just said, you want to send it to one of the judge. Go type in Supreme Court judge. You can find one that's currently on the bench. You can also probably find one that's retired, like if it's a family member or friend, or just look them up. Mail this to them. Be cordial. Explain your situation. You want to send it out to the Attorney General. You want to send it out to the Secretary of your state, the Department of Secretary, the White House itself. You can send it to the FBI. You want to send it to your local county recorder, your chief of police, your mayor, governor, hell, even your alderman if you want to. Because otherwise they don't know what you're doing. They're assuming by you never having told them before that you are still a U.S. citizen. Their databases have your information on there as being a U.S. citizen. So that's how they're going to treat you accordingly. You've never given them a reason before, or a notion, or a affidavit on it. So how are they supposed to know what? Because you got your card, your book? That's one little department. That's the Department of State. They keep that. For the most part, they don't share a whole lot. Yes, they do share with some of their internal stuff, and yes, some things on people's histories have gone away because of that status change. But there's no way the local mayor of Michigan, or the Secretary of Illinois, or whoever, or the chief, or the county, how are they going to know that you're now a U.S. national and that you've either renounced or you've distanced yourself from the U.S. side, or you're traveling in your vehicle with a private plate because you're considered foreign? They don't know. That one card or book is not the one-stop shop. Okay, you have to do work. Yes, it can be a little tedious to have to watch the videos, to learn the stuff, to write all the stuff up, and do it. But that's the price. If it sounds complicated and you don't want to do it, then maybe you're not built for it. And don't get me wrong, there's been times where I'm like, man, this is just a lot to do. But once you make your claims and you get this all done, you're good for the most part. It doesn't mean you still won't possibly run into some overstepping cop or somebody who doesn't know what this is. Okay, there's going to always be hiccups in the system. Like the lady, Jackie Fig, she had been traveling in her car privately, what I do and what a lot of other people do, for years. And when she finally started having trouble, then they started trying to keep an eye out for her. And she had to prove all of this. Her car got towed. She got tickets. Her value in their system, I think she said, was up to like $1 million. So, and this is an old white lady. You know what I mean? And they pulled her over still and were like, oh, you're one of those sovereign Americans. She's like, no, I'm just a U.S. national or state citizen, traveling privately in my private possession. I'm not a federal employee. These roads are public. Yes, you govern them, but you govern the people who are U.S. citizens, not people. Like if a person from Canada comes down and they're just traveling in their car, that doesn't give you a right to bother them. They're in a foreign jurisdiction. Unless they do something that is considered dangerous, or really you're only supposed to be pulled over if it's a crime. Okay? Them using their lights on when it's not a non-emergency, that's fraudulent. They're not supposed to do that. But they do. Okay, we all know that. So there's going to be work. Okay? You are part of the movement. You're part of this just like she was, or still is. And every time something happens, we learn how to deal with it better, and we move forward. But yeah, I mean, like I said, any other or whatever, like federal officers have been pulled over and put in handcuffs. Okay, nobody's above the law. Even cops, they're not above the law. Nobody is. We make the law, so we walk hand in hand with it. But at the same time, if somebody doesn't know who you are or what your status is or whatever else, they're not going to know. They're going to assume that you are a U.S. citizen under their jurisdiction. Because if you don't have the pamphlet from their police station that says on there how to deal with U.S. nationals, foreign nationals, whatever else, then yeah, they're going to assume. And then of course, there are the bad ones out there, but luckily enough, there's way more good than bad. So anyway, back to the Supreme Court list. Like I said, I will let you guys know. Now, obviously, I highly expect them to not say anything. They're just going to take the information and do whatever they do with it. But if something comes up, like I said, I'll make a secondary video where I'll talk about what was said, good or bad. And if it's, something new, then I will bring that up as well. But for the most part, like I said, everything in there is backed by fact, backed by law, backed by the Constitution, backed by Supreme Court rulings. So I don't expect a whole lot of pushback. But then again, they might just do something and not say, yes, we have a list. Excuse me. But in that letter, I do ask to be placed on there. They might do it and never say anything. They don't have to tell me that. You know what I mean? So, and from my perspective, it's better to do it and hope that that's what it is than not to. Because now it's been put out there in the public. They have that information. They can process that how they want to process it. Okay? That's pretty much it. So I will keep you guys updated, and when I get the information, you guys will be the first to know. That being said, I will talk to you guys later. Don't forget to hit the bell, like, subscribe on the way out. Take a look at the documents down below, see if that's something for you. And stay warm, stay healthy, stay out of trouble, and continue to have a good, safe, blessed life. Talk to you guys later. Bad Wolf is over and out.